Alex Volkanovski gives us an update on the status of his next fight, which was presumed to be a rematch with Ilia Topuria. But according to the former champion, things might play out in a different way. After defending his title one time, Ilia started pushing for the UFC to allow him to go up to the lightweight division in order to challenge Islam Makhachev for his belt. Aside from the obvious stylistic and physical challenges he would face if this were to materialize, Dana isn't a fan of taking champions from one division, putting them with ones in a division above, and at the end of the night having one of them greatly devalued as a result of a loss. Even if Topuria was able to defeat Makhachev and become a superstar, the featherweight division would get clogged up, considering the uncertainty of its champion defending his belt on a normal timeline. But in this case, an undefeated fighter beating such a dominant champion, a weight class above, would justify any collateral damage. That's what Topuria is trying to convince UFC to do, but according to Volk, the company is still looking to book the rematch with him.
Have you run into Ilia thus far?
I haven't. I just got in today, so I was meant to be yesterday, but I just had some obligations. But no, haven't seen them yet. So I think they have been training just down the road. We're going to be needing to do some training there, so we might have to bump into them here and there. So we'll see what's going on.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's all good.
Yeah, it's always cordial between the two of you. But I ran into Ilia earlier, had a bit of a chat about what's potentially next for him. He expressed his desire right now to move up to 155 pounds to fight Islam Makhachev. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, we've obviously heard a lot about that Miami card potentially fighting you there. What's the situation at that point?
I mean, to be honest, I think they're trying to figure that out. You know what I mean? Obviously, we've got a date that we want. You know, they know I want to fight. They want me to fight. They want me to fight for the belt. But we just, maybe they're trying to organise something. I think they've got to see what's going on. You heard it from him. But if not, I'll fight whoever for that belt. So we'll just see what happens.
Dricus du Plessis wants to end any discussions about Sean Strickland being capable of beating him. And in the upcoming rematch, the South African intends on displaying a dominant performance, silencing stupid Strickland fans, as he put it, and finally getting to a matchup that excites him much more than fighting Sean for the second time. DDP didn't try to conceal his interest for fighting Chimaev, even before this rematch with Strickland was announced. He clearly sees the Chechen as an interesting challenge competitively, but also somebody who can be used to gain attraction from many more eyes and steal some of the hype. If he's able to beat the undefeated prospect, a fight which will certainly be in magnitudes bigger than the one he has this weekend, the rewards look really promising. But first, he has to put the Strickland chapter behind him. In one of his last pre-fight media appearances, du Plessis broke down what he has to do in this rematch.
Now, if you play the odds like Strickland and having 8 split decisions in your career, a split decision is what you call a coin flip. If you flip that coin 8 times, you're bound to get unlucky a couple of times. He got lucky with the split decision, otherwise we wouldn't be here now. I am very happy that they made this fight. I was asking for this fight up until the Hamzat thing happened, then I would have preferred that fight, but I'm really happy this fight's happening because now I can go and say, we're going to settle this. We're going to put this to bed because, all the Strickland fans that believe he won that fight, I can just go out and put this behind me. Not that it was ever in front of me as I have to get that. Maybe I did. No, I didn't get lucky. I wasn't gifted a belt. I fought for 5 rounds forward. 23 minutes forward in a 25-minute fight warrants a win. That's the guy who's trying to fight, not the guy who's trying to point.
Sean Strickland gets dropped by Francis Ngannou with a liver shot, gets mad, and curses at him. His teammate revealed this happened about a week ago. Russian welterweight Sergey Romanov, who trains with Eric Nixick in his gym whenever he is in the US, told the story to a Russian channel, Ushataika. Sean's wild sparring stories are no secret for anyone who keeps up with the sport, and the fact that he has no problem sparring with heavyweights shouldn't be surprising as well. He's talked about sparring with Francis on many occasions, but the sessions weren't 100%, of course, he admitted. This time, though, Francis might have accidentally gone a little too hard and hurt Strickland really bad. According to Sergey, when the two were sparring, he saw Francis hit Sean with a body shot to the liver, and Sean got angry, started cussing him out, and tried to pressure him more. Here's how Sergey described the moment. Quote, "Yeah, Strickland got hit with a liver shot pretty good, and twice in a row, by the way. It sat him down momentarily, and he was like, fuck you, and tried pressing him aggressively. Francis smirked at him, but Strickland didn't back down. he was ready to continue scrapping. But you could tell he was really hurt and the pain was persisting. Soon after, all of us switched partners, so it all continued without any more damage. But yeah, it can get crazy like that sometimes. Dana White says he wasn't surprised to see Israel Adesanya get knocked out by Imavov, but not for the reason most people with this view would make such a statement. Anybody can get caught, says Dana, stating his only reason why the result of the last fight night card in Saudi wasn't surprising to him. He didn't mention Adesanya's recent skid, intricacies of the stylistic matchup with Imavov, and the fact that the former middleweight champion didn't have a height or significant reach advantage over the Frenchman, something that he has enjoyed over most of his opponents throughout his career. Dana also reacted to Dricus du Plessis saying that he's ready to die, but also kill inside of the octagon. The host was shocked when DDP shared this mindset with him during a discussion about the middleweight champ's approach to competition and each octagon outing. Here's what Dana had to say about Israel's loss and DDP's mentality.
Yeah, listen, Izzy looked incredible in the first round. Yeah. Absolutely picking him apart, chopping the calf kick the whole round. At the end of that first round, his face was all busted up, his leg was busted up, and Izzy got caught in the second round. Anybody can get caught with a big punch. But yeah, what's the question you're asking?
Yeah,
me? Was I surprised by the upset?
Were you surprised for it?
No, anybody can get caught.
Yeah, and that's sort of the point. Anybody can get caught, and that's sort of the point about du Plessis, because Strickland's a dangerous fighter.
100%. No, he's going to get in there and mix it up with him, and yeah, it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, so Australians love toe-to-toe. I mean, we like to see guys rip in. And I said to du Plessis, would you stand toe-to-toe to him? He said, absolutely. And you know what's something very interesting he said to me? I said to him, are you prepared to die in the ring? He said, I'm prepared to die. And he said, I'm prepared. I know that I have to be prepared to kill someone.
Who said that?
Dricus. And I said, and he looked me straight in the eye, and with that really strong South African look that he has, and I actually believed him. And
all of these guys. I mean, if you go in and you're going to stand toe to toe for 5 rounds, and remember, you can punch, kick, knee, elbow, take a shin to the head. These people are wired differently than the rest of us. That's what makes professional fighters, and especially in MMA, so different as far as humans go.